Good morning, everybody. 8:47 a.m. on this Chief Sunday with 19 degrees here in Clinton, Missouri. Gonna give just a minute or so, let a few other people join into the live stream here. We're gonna give a update on the potential of seeing a thin layer of ice overnight tonight into Monday, and see what the rest of our work week looked like. It's gonna be pretty soggy this week. Put it to you that way. You're looking at a live look at Dayton, Missouri. A beautiful sunrise this morning across some open fields. Just off of Highway 7 in Cass County. Brought to you by the Nader Boys. They are a local homegrown storm chasing team right here in West Central Missouri. We will be partnering up this spring as storm season is not that far away, and from what it looks right now, according to what I've seen, as well as the LRC, we may very well have a very active severe storm season here in West Central Missouri for 2024. Good morning, Stacy, Susan. Good morning. Hey, absolutely. My pleasure. If you don't know already, know this has been kind of a lifelong passion of mine, is the weather. And we definitely need a service like this in West Central Missouri. And you guys know we're right smack dab in between two National Weather Service offices, one in Kansas City, one in Pleasant Hill. Sometimes we get kind of left out there in no man's land. So that's our purpose here at Subby's Weather Talk, is to make sure everybody is informed and to help protect life and livestock. So let's go ahead and get going this morning. Not a whole lot to talk about, but we do have some key points that we need to make this morning. So as you guys can see, right here in the heartland, including all of West Central Missouri, we do have a winter weather advisory for this entire area. Just about 90% of the state of Missouri is under a winter weather advisory, mainly for the potential of seeing some ice, some freezing rain that is going to be coming in overnight tonight into tomorrow. And for north of I-70, might be dealing with this again, actually Tuesday morning. So we're definitely going to be watching that out for our friends north of I-70. If you notice, right down here in northwest Arkansas into Oklahoma, these are actually very small scale, because it's only accompanying just a few counties, but ice storm warnings down here for the potential to get a quarter to half inch of ice down there. So I'm sure a lot of the electrical companies are sending crews down closer to the state line to help out with the potential of loss of power, snap power poles, and that sort of hazard down in Arkansas. But for us, and here in West Central Missouri, we're really going to be borderline to see some issues. we're going to be looking at less than 1/10 of an inch of ice, which is just going to amount to just a glaze of ice out there. But we take it with a grain of salt, because just a thin layer of ice on the roadways, sidewalks, can be very dangerous. So let's take a look at what is causing all of this. So this is today, and we will see a low pressure system that will actually kind of see it here in the map just a little bit, but it's rotating right down here. It'll begin to move across the state of Kansas and Oklahoma, and eventually into southwest Missouri. And along with that, remember, winds go counterclockwise around the low pressure system, so it's going to be pumping in a bunch of moisture from the deep south, and that's what's going to be producing our rainfall for the next 48 hours. But it will produce a pretty large swath of freezing rain and sleet, followed up Monday afternoon with more just rain showers. That's another thing that we have going for us, is that by 8 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, our temperatures will be above freezing at that time, turning all of this into just rain. So we're just going to have a short time in our commute in the morning that we're going to have to be concerned with a layer of ice. And then after that, at least south of I-70, we're going to be staying above freezing, and we're going to see a big warm up here over the next few days. But this is Monday late afternoon, and then as we go into Tuesday, we'll have another round of rain. And if you notice, some changeover to some wintry precip can happen north of I-70 on Tuesday morning. So we'll definitely be watching for that potential. And then again, we'll have some scattered rain showers, not quite as heavy, that will be moving through over the end of the week. Possibility of it changing over by the weekend to a rain-snow mix. So that is what's causing everything. Now, that was on a national scale. Let's take a look here with a timestamp of a little bit closer to home here into west central Missouri. And we will begin, of course, today. I'm not expecting much to happen before midnight. And then as we get close to that midnight hour, notice that our temperatures will fall below freezing, and that's when we start to see some freezing rain and sleet move into west central Missouri. And it will be sporadic through the night, and then 6 a.m. we'll still have some around west central Missouri. But notice where the bulk of the pinks and the purples are, down here in southwest Missouri. This is where I think is going to, at least on Tuesday morning, or I'm sorry, at least on Monday morning, tomorrow morning, where I think the bulk of the problems are going to be. Almost a 90% TSP just south of west central Missouri, from Bolivar all the way to the state line, including Joplin, Springfield, Aurora. 90% chance of a TSP, and likely will be called probably this evening. And if you don't get a full snow day, there is a potential, and I heard some rumblings on this, is to sit there and have a 2 or a 3 hour delay before school starts to allow those temperatures to climb back up climb back up above freezing before we get the kids into school, because the rest of the day looks well above freezing and everything will be sent back to its liquid form by that time. So, and then of course we're at 8 a.m. Most of the precipitation has moved out of west central Missouri until right around the noon time, and then we'll see that secondary influx of rain, and some of it could be moderate rain that will be moving back up from the south into west central Missouri. And then as we go overnight, we start to see a changeover just north of I-70 back to freezing rain and sleet. South of I-70, we stay mostly rain because we will be just above freezing temperatures. So those north of I-70 might be dealing with the same thing on Tuesday morning for the commute or to get the kids to school. We might see some school closings, or I should say late starts, along I-70 and north in Lafayette, Jackson, Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte, and points to the north. So as far as total ice goes, we're going to have, let's take a look here. So again, not expecting anything until the overnight hours. So we start to see some around 11 p.m. and through the course of the day. You notice Clinton, Henry County, 0.04. A little bit, it's going to be kind of sporadic here in west central Missouri. Right now, Benton County looks to have really the best chance to see any ice accumulations in Benton County. We're talking probably right at 1/10 of an inch of ice in Benton County. So with that being mainly a rural county, Warsaw, Coe Camp, Lincoln, those areas, Cross Timbers, I would probably feature to say we'll see quite a few school closings for Benton County come tomorrow morning. The rest of west central Missouri, it's going to be a judgment call on the superintendents. We don't want our kids out there in a bus if there is a layer of ice or a threat of a layer of ice out there on the roadways. We don't want to take that chance. So it's going to be up to the superintendent to decide whether or not school will have a late start or cancellations. But as we look down here in southwest Missouri, Joplin, almost a quarter inch of ice. That's we're talking ice, almost ice storm warning potential down there around Joplin. Springfield with 0.2, which is a lot of ice, guys. It don't sound like much, but that is we're really going to be watching this area very closely in southwest Missouri, south central Missouri. There's going to be a lot of travel implications tomorrow morning down here in southwest. So if you have travel plans or commutes down to the south of west central Missouri, man, you're going to have to get up really early in the morning, pay attention to what's going on. I will be live tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. to take a look at the current conditions. We'll throw up the Missouri Department of Transportation website. We'll take a look at the roads. We'll take a look at radar first thing in the morning at 5:30 a.m. So, but this is going to be an area we're really going to be watching. It's going to be down here in southwest Missouri. Take a look here real quick at chat. Bonita Sissy's on there. Hi, Matthew. So overall, guys, we got a kind of a mixed bag of precipitation over the next few days. Here is the overall forecast. So today we're going to have a nice day today. We'll hit above freezing this afternoon, 34 degrees. Tonight we'll have a mix of sleet, freezing rain. We could have some minor accumulations of sleet out there, depending on, and I'm going to do another post this afternoon on the differences between sleet and freezing rain. A lot of you guys that have followed me for a while, I have described this in the past and have shown what the differences are and what conditions are needed for sleet versus freezing rain. But we have a real small area of warmer air just off of the surface, and depending how thick that warm air layer is will determine whether or not we get rain, sleet, or freezing rain. But we could have some minor accumulations of sleet, probably quarter inch or less, and then with an ice accumulation of freezing rain of less than 1/10 of an inch of ice here in west central Missouri. Tomorrow, the change to all rain will likely happen somewhere between 8 to 9, 10 a.m. We'll have a high of 36 degrees, so whatever ice is out there, whatever sleet accumulates overnight will melt tomorrow afternoon. We will have rain move in, and we do have rainfall potential up to a 1/2 inch of rain through late tomorrow night. Tuesday, we're going to have a dry day, 48 degrees. It's going to be a heat wave out there. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have scattered rain showers. We're not looking at any kind of wintry precip until we get to Saturday afternoon into Sunday. So that's kind of the overall forecast here for west central Missouri. Hey, good morning, David. Hi, Kelly. Rose and Clinton in the morning before school, you think we'll have ice? Yeah, I do. Now, whether or not it's going to be enough to call school, that's going to be tough. My thinking, they haven't had this in a while. They might just go ahead and cancel, but more than likely, I say in the morning, we'll probably see a lot of late starts, meaning, a 2-hour or a 3-hour delay, when classes will start at 10 or 11, because at that point in time we'll likely be above freezing, and any ice or sleet that has accumulated will have melted off by 10 or 11 a.m. So like I said, it's up to the superintendents on that. But if you guys are out traveling first thing in the morning, commuting back and forth, going to work in the morning, it might not look bad when you get up in the morning, but the minute you step out into the sidewalks, onto the roads, getting into your cars, there'll likely be a thin layer of ice when we wake up in the morning. But then, we'll warm up sometime between right around the 9 o'clock hour to above freezing. So the biggest concern is going to be Benton County, St. Clair County, Vernon County, and point to the south and east of that line. That's where I think the biggest problem with freezing rain is going to be tomorrow. So the TSP for those in around the Springfield School District will likely be close to 100%, probably by 10 o'clock tonight. Those to the north, it's just going to be kind of it's going to be a little bit of a guessing game. We're not going to be that far below freezing. We're going to be at about 30 degrees, 31 degrees. So there is a potential that there's going to be a line where the where the temperatures go from 32 to 31, and just the sway of that line by 25, 50 miles can make a huge difference in these type of situations. So, but right now it's looking like that line is going to be just south of I-70 is where that changeover is going to take place. So, Wyatt Beasley, what are you doing, you big dog? Oh, Wyatt, if you're thinking about not having school tomorrow, man, it's iffy, buddy. It's iffy. You might get a late start. You might be able to sleep in maybe a couple hours in the morning, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to have another snow day tomorrow. I think most schools around here they've had more snow days than they've had teaching days. So unbelievable! All you teachers out there begging for a teacher snow day, man. I don't know what you guys did, but you guys did some kind of wild dance out there. I'm going to stay on just a little bit, guys. If you guys have any questions, anybody that tuned in late, hope I don't. I want all day off. Want all day. Man, that's right here in West Central Missouri. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a tough call. You know, the superintendents. You know, we always talk about there's no way we would have called school back in the day. Starting to sound like my parents, but you know, there's no way they cancel school for an inch of rain. But you know, you also have to keep in mind we're in a pretty rural area. A lot of buses go out into the country, go off on the side streets, side roads, and you know, they've kind of learned that it's better to be safe than sorry. And which I can't blame them when they're traveling our kids on the buses. Sometimes it's kind of a hardship for the parents because you've got to figure out who's going to babysit them, where they're going to go. We're going to take a day off work, so on and so forth, and it's an inconvenience to us sometimes, but you have to keep in mind school districts are doing this to protect our kids, and plus on top of that, the teachers, man, they work their tails off teaching our kids. So if they can have a few days sleep in and drink a cup of coffee and kick back, then let them have it. Yeah, I think you're about right, sis. They just didn't care about us back there in the days. Maybe that's the reason why they always sent me out in the hallway. Hi, Mary Ann. What about Windsor? It's the same for Windsor here in Henry County. We're looking at less than 1/10 of an inch of ice. We're not looking like we're gonna get a whole lot of ice, but it doesn't take a whole lot of ice for it to be slick and travel issues out there. So we just got to be weather aware first thing in the morning. I will be on again 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll go over the road conditions, see if there's any change in the forecast. We'll take a look at temperatures, and we'll kind of make a morning plan first thing in the morning at 5:30 a.m. Now that we just got out of the deep freeze, so to speak, hopefully many counties here in West Central Missouri had an opportunity to do with what Henry County has done. The Emergency Management Center, as well as First Baptist Church, kind of partnered up and had a warming center that had been going on for the last full solid week, in which if you needed a place to spend the night where it's warm, get a hot meal, the First Baptist Church opened up their facilities, and they had a great turnout, and got people safe, got them a warm place to spend the week, where we had just some record-breaking cold temperatures here in Henry County, and hopefully other counties around had the same opportunity. So we don't get that cold very often. About once every, I think on average, once every 8-9 years, we get an Arctic blast that brings temperatures down to where they were, with wind chills 30-35 below zero. So it was very, very cold. So I'm very thankful to see our temperatures on the rebound. Bye, Wyatt. Have a good day, buddy. Okay, well, if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I will go ahead and end this stream. And again, I will be updating tonight, just in our Facebook group and on social media. And then I will be doing another live stream tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll take a look at school closings, road conditions, temperatures. We'll take a look at radar, and we'll kind of make a plan for the morning for the start of the work week. You bet, Vanita. Thanks for joining in today. All right, guys. Everybody have a fantastic day. And again, I'll be speaking to you guys live tomorrow morning as we start the work week at 5:30 a.m. Have a great Sunday. Go Chiefs!